I'm live. Let's see who's going to join me today. It's one of those weird things. Let me know that I'm live. Notification. Shalom, shalom. How are you guys doing? So it looks like what? Okay. I see you, but I just don't see you in the live. So in the chat. Shalom, family. Thank you for joining me. I'm on my desktop, so it's a little bit different as far as looking at the... Okay, there. Welcome to the live chat. Remember, okay, I got that part of it. Shalom, shalom. Much love, much respect. Daphne. For some reason on my live chats, it wants to go, instead of showing me all messages, it wants to show me top chat. So I have to kind of go back and forth toggle between the top chat and live chat just to make sure that it's still sitting on live chat. I don't know why it does that. But shalom, shalom. How are you guys doing today? I came on today because, quite frankly, I need to talk with you, family. I really do. This is not one of my better days. So I am coming to you and I'm being very transparent right now. So can we chat? Can we talk? Shalom, shalom, Jack Jones. It's so good to see you. You can maybe help to keep me on the straight and narrow path today. Shalom, shalom, Pamela Montgomery at Zion's Girl. Your sis here is having a little bit of a time right now, and I came on today because I needed my family. I did. Shalom, 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 everyone that's coming on board. It's good to see you all. You know, I really want to thank you guys for your support. Every time I come on, I always question, is there anyone that's going to join me today? I always question that, but you guys always come through. And I really appreciate you all. I do. You know what? I know that there's some more people that are going to be coming on board to join us. Ooh, I got to take a deep breath on that one, Pamela. You say, oh my, what's happening, beautiful? Yah does have us. He does. He's got us indeed. But you know what I think happens is I think that many, and I probably shouldn't say many, but I think that some of the family and some of the listeners have in their minds that I am not human with feelings just like the next person, right? Um, they see, I guess, me before the camera, and I thought I was being transparent. Thought I would let you guys know I am not perfect, which, you know, I think I repeat that quite often. Shalom, shalom, everyone that's coming on board. But I still get stuff that comes in, and a lot of the time it just bounces off of me like, you know, water off of a duck's back. But there are times when I will get something from someone and it really just it really gets under my skin. So I go into my pray as much as I can about it. You know how that is, right? So I get into my prayer and I'm saying to the Father, Father, help me with this because I just don't know. First of all, I don't know how to respond yet. So give me the words to respond. And then I get to questioning why someone would feel the way that they feel or say the things that they would say, right? I question that. And I'm always looking for a motive, always looking to find out why someone would behave a certain way, especially if they are saying that they are believers and family. You get what I'm saying? I hope I'm not uh, not coming across clearly. I hope that's pretty clear. You know what, Pamela? And that's not even because that didn't even bother me, believe it or not. What you're saying is you watched the live from yesterday morning, and you do understand where I'm coming from. Um, the young lady didn't have love of our heavenly Father in her; she was operating from hatred. That didn't bother me at all. Um, but shortly thereafter, I went back into my room, sitting there, and I had my tablet open, and an email message came through. And I had received an email from this person before. It was a short little email with a video link in it. And so I'm going to talk about that. She did give me permission to go ahead and discuss it. So I'm going to discuss it. And I don't know if this person is going to be on the live today or not. She knew that I was going to talk about it. Um, so this person sent me a email with a link inside, asking me to view it, and it was a link to a video. And she asked me to view this video. Well, I've been kind of on the busy side. I mean, I don't just do the lives, and I don't just do YouTube. I do other things. Well, apparently, this person knows that I do these other things as well because they mentioned them. But I've been busy. So initially, I said I would get to it and get back to her when I had time. Well, the person sent me an additional email, and this time around, it was a very long email, very long. And I was like, "Wow, what is this?" So I opened it up, looked at the very top part of it, and the very top part was um, readdressing. You have not seen this video. I don't know whether you haven't seen it because you don't want to, or if you just haven't had the time. That's how it started out. So I saw the second email and thought, I still don't have time to really address this right now, but let me send this person a response so that they know that when I have time, I'll look at it, right? So I composed a real quick blurb, shalom, um, I'm not ignoring you, beloved. What I'm going to do is I'll look at first probably address the email because there's a lot in the email and I didn't get a chance to go through it all, but there looks like there's a lot in this email. So first what I'll do is when I get time, I'll address the email and then I'll go and look at the video and then I'll get back to you. And that was what I was getting ready to send. And I thought I sent it. See how this is how the Holy Spirit works. I thought I sent that little blurb so that they would know that I'm not ignoring them. It didn't go out because I forgot to push the button. I don't know what happened, but I thought I sent it. Went and got busy, did some other things, and came back and happened to look at the rest of the email. And I was like, oh, wow. But before I did that, I noticed that what I thought I sent out wasn't sent out. It was still, it was composed, but I hadn't sent it. So I copied it and said, oh, you know what? I'm going to stick this on the top because I want this person to know this was my initial response to the email, the long one, because I hadn't read the rest of it. Then I get down and I'm reading the rest of the email. And pray for me. Really and truly pray for me, sweeties, because there were things in this email that disturbed me. one of the things in the email that disturbed me is, can I ask you all, and be honest with me, please? Can I ask you all if you are getting some kind of negative vibe from me being videotaping my videos in this room? Are you guys getting any kind of negative vibes about that? Do you feel any certain kind of way that I'm now videotaping here as opposed to in my dining room or in my front room? Okay. You guys are saying no. I have to share this because I can't make this stuff up. I really can't. So I'm going to share what was said. And I came back really and truly shaking my head and trying to figure this one out. And maybe there is nothing to figure out. It just got to me. But here's what this person did, and this is only part of it. This is the last part of the email, and I'm going to read it to you. She says, something has been bothering me on your last few videos. If I'm wrong about this, then may Father Yah forgive me, and may you also forgive me if I'm wrong. And I can forgive, I just don't understand, okay? So it says, but it just won't stop bothering me. I've watched you for a couple of years. You always pretty much did your videos from the same room. Now I've gravitated from the front room to the dining room. The last few I've done in the dining room, but I've also done some in the kitchen. This is me talking, okay? But so this is what this person is saying. Uh, you have always pretty much did your videos from the same room, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you changed rooms to record your videos from. Something just felt wrong about that for some reason. Why now? Why this time of the year and all of a sudden did she change rooms to do videos? I've heard you say you do not celebrate pagan holidays. And forgive me if I'm wrong, but I am sincerely hoping and praying that you didn't just change rooms to hide a pagan Xmas tree or other decorations in your living or dining room area. I hope I'm dead wrong about that, but it doesn't matter either way, as there is nothing said or done that the Father doesn't see. Are you guys hearing this? So again, pray for me, but at the same time, pray for this sister because I don't know what's going on. I don't. I really and truly I don't know what's going on. So in essence, it sounds like I'm being accused of, and here I am thinking, well, I'll just take my camera and go around the house so that she can see. And I'm thinking, I don't owe her an explanation as to why I'm in this room. It used to be a bedroom and I've changed it around so that it's my office now, and I've got the room to do it. So I figured, hey, the camera is attached to my desktop. Here I'm explaining to you guys, right? I don't really need to explain that, but that was so weird to me. And I'm thinking, who else is getting bad vibes from me, videotaping in this room? I mean, is it me? Oh my goodness. You guys, that's only a little bit of it. That's only a little bit of it. And I don't know if it went in this direction because the initial request from this person was to watch this video. Now let me say a little bit about the video. I have empathy and sympathy for all kinds of people. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. I don't want to see anybody abused or mistreated. I don't want anybody to have to go through that. I don't care what color you are. I just don't. I'm that type of person. Okay. So I have been lately sharing with you guys about Israel. And wow, I am floored. I am floored. I am floored. I don't even know. Wow. I really don't. I don't even know where to go with this. Needless to say, the short video that this person wanted me to watch was a video in regard to um, Irish slavery. Irish slavery. Um, that talked about the kids being put to work early at early ages. They're kids. Um, but it was about the Irish slavery. Okay. So I went out to watch the video, and I was hearing things within the video that didn't sound correct. Okay. Because I heard a few of these things before. And I knew that there were some data out there that fact checked some of the things that were being said. And some of the things that were being said were not true. And I went to some trusted sources, pulled up some of the data with links, and came back and responded to the email saying, atrocities with anyone is not something that I would, I don't go for. I don't want to see anyone hurt. But at the same time, I said, you asked my opinion of this video, so here it is. I'm going to give it to you. The person that is presenting your video is not presenting uh, any any sources to go back to verify what they're saying. In essence, they're giving us their opinion without any data that we can verify. Okay. Plus, on top of that, I found more information out with just a few clicks that refuted the claims that this video was making. So, me being me, said she wanted my opinion. I gave my honest opinion. Um, and I'm just paraphrasing what I said, but I included a couple of those links so that she could go out and see the information that I saw, that I'm talking about. And so I said, in essence, it appears that there's more information out there that disproves this claim than proves it. So you may want to look into this. At the same time, I said, I'm wondering why you were so pressed to get my opinion on the Irish slavery. I was curious. I want to know, is this because I've been talking lately about the transatlantic slave trade, how that relates to Israel? And I'm wondering if that was the catalyst that brought this up. I don't know. So I was just checking and to see if that's what it was, and just pretty much said, if I feel like I'm missing something, help me out. So then I have to address something that was very, very, she made very clear in her message. And I'm going to go to the chat real quick, and then I'm going to come back. Thank you, guys. Shalom, shalom, everyone that's come on board. Again, and maybe they just caught me at a time where I'm sitting here thinking, what just happened? What just happened? And that could be it. But you also have to understand, just like you guys, I'm human. I am human just like the next person. And I have good days and I have bad days. And you know, sometimes you just need to, you know, get together with the family and talk it over and talk through things. And I don't want to bad mouth. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't want to bad mouth anyone, but I'm telling you, I read through this email. Now I did respond back to this person, but I read through this email and I honestly was shaking my head and scratching my head and saying, what is this all about? What am I missing here? There's something going on that I'm not clear on. Help me, Father, is what I've been saying since yesterday. And it I just don't get it. Now this person says, you know what? Let me read a little bit of it. It says, I'm still wondering about your opinion. And it's talking about that video. So I did give that my opinion on that. And then right after asking me about my opinion on that, the next thing she says, is first, let me be clear. This is why I'm thinking they're associated. You guys can tell me what you think, but this is why I'm thinking that they're associated. The Irish slavery is the first thing that she mentions. Then she comes back, that video, right? Then she comes right after that and she says, first, let me be clear that we already know, we, meaning you, the family, okay, on this channel, we already know, and she put no in capital letters, about the true Israelites and that they were scattered and were dark skinned. We also know, again in capital letters, Yeshua was also not white but dark skinned, and that they used a false image of a white man, Caesar Borgia, to portray him in images. We still see today to fool people. We know we have been lied to about just about everything. Once you have done the research, it's not hard to awaken to a lot of things. Okay. As I said in my first email, I've watched your videos for quite a while and I found them very informative and helpful. And you seem very nice. But lately, I have been having a hard time sitting through them because all you mainly do is focus on the true Israelite situation. Trust me, we know and we understand it. But when you beat that drum over and over and over until the skin falls off, it is hard to keep watching. I get your point and message, and I agree. And she did, I agree in caps. And then she goes on and say, but a few videos on the topic, make your point and maybe move on to other topics that can help save people. People don't want to hear the same drum topic being beat over and over in every video. Okay. So you see why I'm saying that I'm wondering if the Irish slavery is attached to the me talking about the Israelites. Okay, I'm kind of with you on that one, Pamela Montgomery. Emmett, I'm going to have to tell you, I actually addressed that, where you say who has the right to tell you what the Father sends to you to bring forth. Oh my goodness. So you guys probably you probably didn't know what you were getting into this morning. I didn't know what I was getting into the other day. So I'm thinking, okay, are they somehow connected? The thought of the Irish slavery, and I don't want to put words in this person's mouth, but they went, one was right after the other. So I'm trying to figure out if there's some kind of a connection that she's trying to share with me, and I wasn't quite sure. Are you guys seeing if there isn't a connection or why they would be back to back like that? So there was an issue with me filming in this room. There's an issue with me speaking on the Israelite situation. And I'm thinking that this person doesn't understand that Israelite is important to the end times prophecy. And that's one of the reasons why we talk about it. And apparently this person is not understanding that. And she says that she's watched my videos for quite some time. And then she goes on and she says, this is a message of discernment, which the Bible tells us to use. It also tells us that Yah's people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. It also says to expose, and that's why I put that in the title. It also says to expose and reprove. And then she shares John 3:16. So whosoever believes will have everlasting life, that anyone with no strings attached regarding the Israelites. After all, it says that Yah doesn't want any of his children to perish, even though many will. Simple as that. And then she goes on to tell me to please be careful how you steer people, as when you do that, and it causes anyone to go astray because of what you are teaching that falls on the teacher's head. Just be careful. I'm not saying that you are wrong about things, but the Bible tells us not to lean onto our own understanding. This is very important when teaching. I don't know how many times I have said that anyone can be saved that believe. Have I ever said to you guys that in order for you to be saved, you have to be Israelite? Anyone can be saved. I've said that over and over and over again. I've even spoken to folks that don't believe certain colored people are going to be saved or certain nations are going to be saved. Anyone can be saved. I've never said that. And so I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, John 3:16. I firmly believe John 3:16. I don't have a problem with that. So, but to say or to, put words in my mouth to say that I've attached one to the other. The only way that I have attached one to the other is to say this. Israel has blessings and curses attached to us. We know this. Why do we know this? Because the Bible tells us that if you bless Israel, you will be blessed. If you curse Israel, you will be cursed. That's scripture. That's not Mary C. That's scripture. Okay? And so there's the attachment, the salvation part. I don't think I've ever said that in order for you to be saved, that there's a string attached to that salvation, and that string is Israel, as this person is suggesting. I think that they've got that part of it wrong, and maybe I don't know. I really and truly would really like to know what's going on there. I really would, because I was like, where did that come from? Now you're sharing, John 3:16 and talking about exposing me and reproving me because I stepped out and done something wrong. I have no problem apologizing to you guys if I have said something the wrong way, or if I've given you something that was incorrect. I don't have a problem coming back on and saying to you guys, hey guys, I'm sorry. I failed on that one. I don't have a problem with that. I don't. But I don't want someone to say I said something that I didn't say, or, when I know I didn't say that. I've never said that. I've always said that salvation is open to anyone, any nationality, any race, anyone. Salvation is open to anyone. I don't know how many times I have to say that. That's true. My channel has shifted. And what did I say from the, early on, when I was just doing the canning movies, videos. I was doing the canning videos. I would come on here and I would talk about God, because I would say that I couldn't do those canning, I couldn't can without him, because I didn't know what I was doing. When I was doing my gardening, I always talked about the Father, always. So that's always been a part of my videos. The prepping, even with the prepping, I always talk about God. I always talk about my Father. Um, a lot of the alerts that you guys have gotten have come because I would go into my prayer closet and spend time with him, or I would, have a vision, or I would go to sleep and wake up and I would have words. He would give me messages. So I began to bring those messages. So my channel did evolve from gardening and canning and helpful things around the house to saving you money to talking more and more about the Heavenly Father. And that's partly my fault, but partly the Heavenly Father's fault, because I begin to go to him and say, what do I say? And what do I share? And that's what I've been doing ever since. So it evolves because he's got me going in a direction that he wants me to go in. And that's what I have been doing. And I've had some people that want to push me to do this and push me to do that. And I come back and I say to them, I'm doing the will of the Father. If he says go in this direction, I'll do it. But I'm not going to satisfy you to disappoint my Father. And so I've said that throughout the whole time that I've been doing these videos. I've said that, right? So I'm not going to change that for anyone. I will take the Father's lead. I will try my best to take the Father's lead. And if that offends someone, then I'm sorry. Um, I can't disappoint my Father. I just can't. So it went from disapproving this room to thinking there was something wrong with the room to disapproving me speaking on the Israel, us being Israel, to saying that I've spoken on it too many times or too much, to telling me that um, I need to re-examine my viewpoints on Yay supporting Yay and Kyrie because they're. I'm paraphrasing now, and I hope I don't put too far words into her mouth, but this letter is so long that I don't want to read all of it for you. But to say that they are instruments of the devil, and they're following this, that, and the other, and question my supporting them. And I have gotten on here when I first started talking about Ye and Kyrie, and I said I don't support any of these people. I don't condone any of what they do or anything like that. However, the Most High used them. That's what I said. The Most High used them and their platform because they have a platform that reaches many people, millions of people. And the Most High used that platform, those people. And I said, don't put them up on a pedestal. Didn't I say that? I said, don't mix up the whole thing here. They gave a message, but it's not about them. It's about the message that they gave. It's about the Most High. Did I or did I not say that? And I said that my loyalty goes to the Most High. I said that. And if you read the descriptions of my videos, when I started talking about them, I have a disclaimer in there that actually says those things. So even though this person says that they watch my videos, somehow or another they fail to hear me say that over and over again. And I've done that. I've said that. And then the other thing is this. She talks about who they're worshiping and all of that. And I had to respond back by saying, who they worship, what they worship, that's between them and their God. I don't have anything to do with that. I don't have anything to do with that. I'm not going to say that they worship the devil because I don't know. I'm not going to say that they worship God because I don't know. That's between them and their God. I do know that the Heavenly Father can use anyone. Who are we to say who he can use and who he can't use? That's not our job. That's not my job. So I had to come back and talk about that. And then, if that wasn't enough, the other thing that came up was a question of my sincerity when it comes to wanting to reach out to save souls. And I was like, what? Hold on. Because they felt that I should be speaking about, and I just have to find it. Okay. This person says, I also wonder why you never discuss the mark of the beast. If you are really wanting to help save souls, that should be first, capital letters, on your list. The Bible says, do you not know that you are the temple of Yah? Do your research on this, please. I love you too, Angela Dixon. Yeah. This bothered me. I'm not going to even lie. This bothered me. I came back and I was like, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, Father, what is this all about? Really and truly, what is this all about? My first instinct was I wanted to reach out to this person. That was my first instinct. Is that I wanted to reach out to this person. I'm thinking, maybe I came across this way and somehow I wasn't clear in what I was saying. Somehow I wasn't clear. And then I talked with my husband about it. And of course, he's on my side for the most part, if you will, because he's my husband and he doesn't want to see me hurt and all of that. So he's a little biased, I would say. But even with him being biased, he came back with, Mary, talk with your people, talk with the family. He says, you don't come across that way. You don't. And I said, well, of course you would say that because you're my husband. But he's like, no, you don't. He says, I don't know that this person is really being sincere. And I'm like, I'm not sure what he means by that, but I didn't really go into it. But this bothered me. And I said to myself, you know what? Maybe I need to go out and talk with the family and just say to them that even though I come before you most of the time prayed up and operating with the Holy Spirit, I don't want you guys to lose the sense that you're listening to someone who does not have feelings, who does not hurt, who does not care about others, who, you know, who, if you cut me, I'm going to bleed just like the next person will. And I don't want people to think that I am something higher than or greater than or better than or anything like that. I am the average you and you and you. I am human. So I was like, okay, this person is suggesting that I'm hiding Christmas trees in my house. And I'm like, really? I'm in this room and I'm filming in this room so that I can hide a Christmas tree and other pagan decorations in my house so that the rest of you guys won't see that. Where does that come from? What? No, I just happen to have a bedroom that used to be used as a bedroom. And I took the bed out, made room for me to have just my office. I got a new desktop that has a camera in it. And I decided to do my filming here. I don't know where that went wrong. I didn't get it. I'm trying to understand that. If it was just that, that would be one thing. But I've got a list of things from this person, from me, talking about the Israelites to the Kanye and Kyrie to um, talking about the, this room. Um, but the last part of it is another thing that got me. Something's been bothering her in addition to all the things that I talked about. She said, lastly, something has been bothering me on your last few videos. If I'm wrong about this, then may Father Yah forgive me, and may you also forgive me if I am wrong. But it just won't stop bothering me. Oh, wait a minute. That's the one about the room. Forgive me. Okay, here's the other one. Says another thing I want to point out, and let me be clear, I am not perfect. No man is except our Savior. But I noticed that you are always saying we need to come out of the world. So she did hear that, and that was good. I'm glad that she heard that. Come out of the world, and that we are running out of time. And I've said that as well. And she says, I agree with you on both. But I have to ask you if Mary really believes. No, I have to ask myself, I'm sorry. If Mary really believes this, why does she still have an online store? Why is she still selling things for money like books, home decor, clothing, accessories, jewelry, etc., etc.? If we should come out of the system, then why would buying any of these things be important to anyone at this point? Why would you promote such things if you really think the end is near? Why make people think they need home decor or need all these fancy things if you really believe what you are telling people? If the world is ending, they should be focused on the Savior, not new handbags or earrings or home decor, which reminds me. And then she goes on to talk about the fallen angel, Azazel, in the book of Enoch. is responsible for teaching people how to make jewelry and makeup, to name just a few things. Make not my Father's house a house of merchandise. I'm not saying that you are a bad person, not at all, but you need to consider these scriptures and what you tell people while you are selling items for money. Think about it, is what she says. Okay, so this is me and my response to all of this. Here's my updated response after reading your entire email message. First off, let me say this. Atrocities inflicted on any people is unacceptable and wicked, regardless of race and ethnicity. Second, you asked for my opinion regarding the video you share. Well, here it is. While the video shares horrible stories with claims of historical Irish slavery, the author fails to share verifiable data to substantiate the claims made. In fact, with a little bit of searching, I was able to find info refuting the claims made in the video with just a few clicks. You might find the following data informative, and I gave 3 links to trusted sources that talked on that subject. I go on to say, in essence, there appears to be more information out there that disproves the claims of Irish slavery than information that substantiates that it's true. I am wondering why you are so pressed to get my opinion on Irish slavery. And I'm also wondering how this is connected to my sharing end time prophecies regarding the nation of Israel. I don't see the connection. Maybe there isn't one. I don't know. But I feel like I'm missing something. Moving on, you are very clear you are pretty much done listening to anything regarding true Israel at this time. You are just one person. You have no idea how many people are just now waking up and hunger for the information I have been sharing and are expressing so in their communications to me. So people don't always see both sides. So I'm trying to share this with this person. I'm sorry you feel it's too much. Again, you're just one voice of many. Uh, Third, I found that your email appeared to me to be terse and a bit judgmental. No discernment is necessary to be judgmental. You suggest I do research as if you question my ability to do so. I really don't know what to say. And I'm telling you, I am sitting here scratching my head and just like I don't get this. And so that came across. I said I really don't know what to say on this one. Just you know. Also, you suggest I'm leading listeners, the family astray, and you share John 3:16. This is curious because I spent a lot of time sharing that salvation is open to all, which I shared that with you guys. Okay. And I say, I think I've been very clear on this point. In addition, the covenant is with the natural branch. How does Gentiles receive the covenant blessing unless they cleave to or join to themselves to the natural branch? That's that's called grafting in. So they need Israel. Okay. And then I went on to say, you wrote, I also wonder why you never discussed the mark of the beast. If you are really wanting to help save the souls, that should be the first on your list. And this goes back to what you were saying, Emmett. This is my response. Are you questioning my desire to see souls saved? Because I really was wondering about that. Really? Wow. I pray to be led by the Most High Holy Ruach from before beginning each of my videos. And I've told you guys that I do this. And I rely on them for most of my topics. Even when I'm told to come on and I don't know what I'm supposed to talk about, I'm still leaning on the Father because He's got me doing it for a reason. So, okay, give me the words, tell me what to say. So I just go on and I say, I find it interesting that someone would suggest that I do just the opposite of leaning on the Father and the Holy Spirit, but instead follow their lead, speak on topics they pick instead of waiting on the Most High to guide me. Unfortunately for you, I will continue to do the will of the Father, so I will not promise to not talk about true Israelites, as we have a lot to do with the end time prophecies. You say you watch my videos for quite some time. I appreciate that, but somehow you failed to hear my numerous disclaimers regarding my support. And I already talked about that of Ye and Kyrie, but it's there. It's in the videos, and it's also in the description. And then I go on to say their faith walk is none of my business. That's between them and their God, which I shared with you already. And now, after that, I say, by this time, I'm reading further, because I'm getting further down in the email that this person wrote, and I'm responding as I'm reading down. That's how I'm going through this, because it was so long I couldn't read it all and then respond. So I'm reading this part and responding, reading this part, responding, reading this part, and that's how I was kind of going through it. So at this point, I'm saying, by this time, reading further down your email, I'm really shaking my head. Beloved, do you eat? This is in response to the buying and coming out of the world, right? I said, beloved, do you eat? I am going to guess, yes, you do. That means you still buy groceries. By your standard of come out of the world, no one would eat food from a grocery store ever again. And if you work to pay your bills, stop. Come out of her. What kind of logic is this? Are you seriously asking me to stop earning an income? How is this biblical? Haven't I said to you guys that we are told to occupy until our Savior returns? Do you not know what this means? I'm floored, family. I'm truly floored. And then, of course, I had to address the Christmas tree that's hidden in my house. So I said, lastly, did you really accuse me of secretly hiding a Christmas tree in my home just because I decided to use my newly arranged office that used to be more of a bedroom? I want you to know that I'm going to share this email with the family. I feel like I'm missing something here, and maybe the family can see what I'm not seeing. What are you guys seeing? I think a lot of you have been sharing them throughout this. No, I'm asking you in sincerity. Pray for sis. Pray for me. And also in sincerity, I'm asking to pray for this sister here as well. I'm asking for prayer. I'm asking for prayer. So I finished it off. I said, lastly, you're accusing me of hiding a Christmas tree in my home. And I'm really shaking my head. I really am. I won in wonder and disbelief, knowing that this email is real. You do know, and this is what I finished with, you do know that I don't owe you any explanation on why I choose to move my videotaping to another room, or to offer you any other explanation regarding your suspicions, right? I'm astounded that you pressed me to address these things. What is going on? Am I missing something here, sis? And I said, blessings to you, Mary C. Out of nowhere. That's the way it felt to me. It felt like it just came out of nowhere. And maybe on another day, I would have saw it, looked at it, read it, and put it over to the side. But for some reason, this bothered me. And again, it could be I'm tired too. I have to admit I'm a little on the tired side, so it could be that has something to do with it as well. But in essence, I am human. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really need these prayers, because I found myself saying, I'm not, and I can say this, and I'm proud to be able to say this, I guess you could say, I'm not angry. I'm just wondering what it's all about. I got so many questions in my head right now. You know, when I'm seeing these memes, I have so many questions. I have so many questions. What is going on? So you guys aren't upset with me that you realize that Mary C is human, and she's got feelings, and all the same things that you guys deal with, I deal with too. And it's interesting because I really felt like I needed to come on here and just talk to you guys. Just talk. I don't want to badmouth anybody or anything like that, but I'm reading to you a real email. This is real. Somebody really feels this way. And I'm not hiding a tree anywhere in my house. I don't do the holidays like that. In all honesty, I mean, I could go downstairs with a camera. I'm not going to, but I'm not hiding any tree. So I don't even know why anybody would even think that. Okay, and then the other thing is this: I was doing a part of a series that was in regard to the enemy, right? That we're all dealing with. And that is the shalom, shalom, Jermaine. I didn't know you were there. Just pure foolishness. You know what? I felt I had to, because I want you guys to see me transparent. I want you to see me. For those that are out there thinking that Mary C, I am not like a lot of these folks that are out there. I'm just a normal person. I want you to see me. I'm transparent. I want you to know that when you're crying about something, if you come to me and you're crying about something, chances are 9 times out of 10, Mary C is going to be crying with you. Okay. I want you to see me and know that when I come before you, um, I come before you just like anybody else who is of service to the Most High. And a lot of times people come on this channel, and you would be surprised at a lot of the stuff that I get. And a good portion of it, the Father has given me the wherewithal to laugh about it. And I go back and I laugh about it for the most part. I generally don't. The other day, when the young lady came on and she was talking about the interracial marriages, that didn't bother me. That didn't bother me. She's got her opinion on that, and there are things that she's been taught, and that's the direction that she's going in. So that didn't. She was respectful. She was respectful for the most part, and everybody that was in the chat along with us, we were all respectful. So I didn't have a problem with that at all. So much. So for the most part, I have what it takes to let it just roll off my back. For some reason, this, I guess because I had so many questions. Is this real? Could this, it's not logical. Is this person really accusing me of this? Is this person serious? And that's, I think, part of what I came back, and then the response after that, I don't know if I offended her with my response. So, I have so many questions because after that, I don't. Listening to her response after that it had me sitting there thinking, "Wow, I think I offended her, and that wasn't my intent either." But it was one of those. It's kind of on the strange side. She ends it by saying that I have free agency. Everybody's got free agency. She sounds like she's disappointed in my response. Very disappointed in my response. Shalom, shalom, Grandma Yah. Haven't seen you in a little bit. It's good to see you here. So anyhow, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. What can I say? Isn't that what they say in show business? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. You know what? I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep moving on. This will not stop me. Okay, so here's the thing, family. If I'm crazy, which I very well may be, if I'm crazy, a good portion of you guys in the chat, you're just as crazy as me because I'm seeing what you're writing out there. Now, in all seriousness, thank you, family. Thank you so much for allowing me to come on here and be me, for allowing me to come on here and just kind of pour my heart out to you. Thank you. I really do appreciate you guys. I really do. You just you don't understand. I don't think you understand how important you are to me. When I say that you're my family, you are my family. And you know what? I had to feel very comfortable with you guys in order for me to open up like this and just, just share how I was feeling. Very comfortable with you guys. And it's because you have made me so comfortable. Thank you. And I know that we're going to be attacked. I say it all the time. This, with all of my questions, and and you know what? This is, I think, what it is. If I really want to say it, this is what I think it is. I don't want to believe that this person meant any harm. Can I say that? I don't want to believe that this person was trying to hurt me. I could be wrong, but that's where I'm coming from. And that's why I have all of these questions. Thank you, Suzanne Zittle. Thank you, everybody that's saying that you love me. I love you too. You guys are my family. And I'm so grateful that I can come here and do this. I'm so grateful. And I've had more people come to me. I'm going to talk a little bit about Israel here. I have had more people come to me, not just one nation, or shall I say race at this point, come to me and with good comments about what I've been sharing about Israel so far. I have had nothing for the most part but good comments and people saying that they appreciate what I've been sharing. This is the first one that I've gotten that said enough is enough. You're beating drums that we've heard it already. We don't want to hear anymore. This person, I don't believe, understands how Israel is tied to the end times and the prophecy. I think somewhere along the way they missed that part. And I still don't understand the connection to Israel. And maybe it's just me and I'm not getting it, but maybe somebody out there can help me on this. I'm still not understanding the connection of her wanting me to watch the Irish slave video and how that connects to everything else. Did any of you understand that? I'm still trying to figure that one out. Are they somehow related and I just don't know? What was that all about? Well, you know what? You think? Okay, I'll think about that one. Pamela Montgomery Zion's girl says, I think what she was basically saying is Israel wasn't the only people or persons enslaved. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Well, was Israel the only nation of people enslaved? In all honesty, we'd have to say no. Was that ever something that was said on this channel? That Israel was the only nation of people, race of people that were enslaved? No, we've not said that. So we can agree that there have been other nations that have gone into slavery. We can agree to that. What I have said is Israel's slavery, the with the transatlantic slave trade, there has not been a enslavement that matched so, I don't want to say closely because it's not a close match. It is the match with what is written in our scripture, Deuteronomy 28. So if I'm comparing Irish slavery to uh, the transatlantic slave trade, there really is no comparison. And I hope that's not offensive, but there is no comparison in that area, mainly because what we term as slavery for the transatlantic slave, uh, our ancestors, what they went through, when you read the historical documentation that what they consider um, uh, what they consider a trusted source or trusted sources are saying that they were not enslaved, they were indentured, and that's different than slavery. And I don't want to belittle the atrocities that another nation has gone through. That's not my intent. Again, I don't want to see anyone hurt, would not have wanted to see anyone hurt. History is history. If those things have happened, I'm sorry. But to compare um, indentured indentured servants to the slaves and what the slaves went through is something that they don't compare. They're not the same. That's, again, not to be offensive. That is just stating facts. Okay. So if that's what it is, we're not saying that no other people or no other nation has undergone slavery. We're not saying that. So I hope that's clear. We're just saying that what the Negroes under slavery had to endure matches up perfectly with the scripture, Deuteronomy 28. That's what we're saying. Here's a question for you. If that's the case, why do we have to compare atrocities? My atrocity is worse than your atrocity. Atrocity is atrocity. It's horrible. Who wants to see anybody go through anything like that? It's horrible. Why are we comparing them? What again? Where's the logic in that? Oh, that may be why she brought it up. And maybe she wanted me to look at it and see it as she saw it, and that is as slavery. I wish she had been a little bit more clear on what she was expecting from me because I wasn't sure. She asked for my opinion, and that's what I ended up getting. Yes, I know that, Phyllis Robinson. You say if you study history, Irish were black people also, and that's something that's a hard pill to swallow. A lot of people can't receive that. But Irish people were also Scottish people, or not Irish people, were Scottish people. Black people were also some of the early Scottish people. Um, we populated the world early on. We were all over the place. We populated the early world. Um, what is the guy from in England called? They call him the Cheddar Man. You go out and you look up the Cheddar Man, and you will see a very dark skinned man. There's actually several of them that they have dug up, if you will, with their searches for our history. Let's see if I can find the Cheddar Man for you. Okay, this is the Cheddar Man. Firstborn Briton had dark to black skin. Cheddar Man DNA analysis. See if I can blow it up so you can see it. That's an image of the, can you see that? Image of the Cheddar Man. Have you ever seen that before? And then it tells you he's the first modern Briton. Okay. So have you ever seen him before? You have. Okay. There are some females, and they just came up with one just recently. I was looking at it. Now, that one I didn't really buy because they had this woman coming from Egypt. And when you start thinking about the African continent, and you want to put things in perspective, you have to also keep in mind that that's a hot continent. There are mountainous places or areas where there's snow, yes, but for the most part, the habitable places in Africa, not that I've ever been there, would love to go, but majority of the places there are hot areas. So to have the idea that the Egyptians that were supposedly slaving out in the hot sun to build the pyramids and to build whatever that they were working on out there, to believe that that was someone that was, or people who were of fair complexion, is it just doesn't logically make sense. It doesn't, because they would have been burnt. Their skin would have been burnt a good portion of the time with the lighter skin tones. It just doesn't make any sense to think that. But yet, still in this day, I am seeing images. I was out on Pinterest the other day, and I'm seeing an image of what they did was a reconstruction of a Egyptian woman. This is the newest one. I'd never seen her before. It's a new one, and she's got I want to say the in between white and olive tone skin. Although they did give her a head full of Afrocentric braided hair, but she has pretty much Caucasian features, and her skin tone is between olive tone, what this society calls olive tone or Arab-like skin, between that and that of a Caucasian person. So they're still trying to perpetuate the story that says that our world was populated by civilization was set up by a certain race. We're still doing that to this day, and you just want people to just stop, just tell the truth, and let's just move on with it. I've been my husband and I, we watched a movie. Now, I'm really bad, really bad with titles. Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you. We watched a show, and I'm not too much of a movie or TV series type of person. I do watch from time to time, because my husband, he likes to have downtime. And when he does that, he'll put the TV on and he'll want me to sit and watch some things with him. So I will from time to time. And so we were watching something the other day, and I'm trying to remember what it was called. Had something to do with a ring. Something to do with a ring. And it was like a fantasy type of show, but it wasn't a movie. It was like a series. And I'm looking at this, and whoever directed this thing, no, it wasn't. I think it might be. I've never seen The Lord of the Rings, so I've never seen that. So don't yell at me, guys, for not seeing that movie. I've never seen. Well, I know that there's probably a few of them, but I've never seen that. So it wasn't Lord of the Rings. It was something about the rings, and I think it might be tied to. And it was a series that came on. It was a few of them that we watched, and we watched all of them. And honestly, it was actually pretty good. But I don't remember what it was called. It was something about rings. But anyhow, so along the same time period, maybe. I was trying to see if you guys were going to know what it was called. But anyways, it was along the same time frames, I think, as the Lord of the Rings series. But here's what my point is on that. You know, I've always said this. But we know the end. We know that we have to go through a series of events before the Messiah returns, right? So we know this. So we know that this world is doomed, right? I know a lot of people want to pray that things are going to get better and things, but we know that this world is doomed because it's so wicked. It really and truly is. It's a wicked world that we live in. And the Father must do what he must do. And that is to get rid of all the wickedness. And then we're going to have a time where we'll live in the peace, right? Where there won't be any bigotry, racism, there won't be any hate and unforgiveness. There, all that stuff's going to go away, right? So this movie, that might be it, Daphne, Felix. You say, is it the Rings of Power? It's on Amazon. That one might be it, because here's what it did. If I'm remembering correctly, we were watching it. It gave us a representation of a world with different beings. I was going to say nations. They are kind of nations, but you got different types of beings. There, you got humans, and you got these other ones, and you got these other ones. They're not all human. But one of the things that each one of these had in common was this. Each one of these groups had in common was that they didn't have a particular color for a certain nation. In other words, you didn't have all of the green people, if you will, sitting at one table and they are a nation, and then you got all the purple people over here and they're one, or it wasn't one of those things that were set up that all of the people in the movie were all orange. They were all orange people. All the other people didn't exist. Okay, so they were all orange people. No, nothing like that. In this movie, they had a blend, a mixture of people within each of the nations. Not how we have what we call a melting pot that's still separate, because it is still separate. There were mixed, if you will, marriages. And it was like everyday, normal, wasn't anything out of the norm. It was a conglomerate of people, and they weren't looking at each other because of their skin color. They were just, when I say people, they were all different types of, but they were all people, if you will. And don't you think that had we done things right, that when the Most High put us on this planet, if we had done things right, especially this country, when I say this country, United States is where I live, especially in the United States, if we had really lived by the premise of all men are created equal, if we had really lived by that, and we really didn't look at the differences as being because we look at it today as the differences are a handicap to us. Um, if we didn't look at it that way, we would have been in so much better shape, I think. Yeah, Rings of Power. I think that might have been it. I got the biggest kick out of the little guy and his wife. I just love them. There's a little guy in there. I don't know what his. I tell you, I don't watch this stuff that often. Let's see. Oopsie, sorry. I'm gonna see if I can find it. I think that's what it was called, Ring of Power. Let me make sure. Rings. Did you guys see that? Okay, they're showing me real people. Yes, that's it. That's it. It was Rings, the Rings of Power. If you haven't seen it, go and look it up. It has absolutely nothing to do with the Most High or anything like that. If you just want some downtime, uh, go and look it up. And somebody might look at it and say, well, there's a kind of demonic stuff in it. I don't know. I didn't get anything like that from it. I just thought that the storyline, and I thought that the I was just fascinated by the combinations of the people in this movie. So you saw it, didn't see it? Yes, that's it. Yes. I have that book, Phyllis Robinson. I have From Babylon to Timbuktu by Rudolph Windsor. One of these days, I think I did this once beforehand, but one of these days, I'm going to come back to you guys, and I have some new books that I need to go in. I haven't had a chance to do this one. This is one of my new books. You mentioned books, so I'm talking about books now. So this is one of my new books. I haven't had a chance to go in and read it yet, but I'm excited about that. This is another one that I can't wait to find out a little bit more about. National Sunday Law. One of the videos that I shared with you guys, I think one of the guys that was speaking in there was talking about the Noahide laws. And I think we need to readdress the Noahide laws. Do you guys know what that is? Okay, I think we need to bring that back up again because I think that it's going to trip up quite a few people. It's it's the commandments, but it's not all of the commandments. It's I when I heard, and I'm going to have to, I found myself, there are certain words that are words that I probably shouldn't say on this channel, because I noticed I got a little notification the other day on one of my videos, and not that I or we said anything that was uh, negative about it, but I think it's one of the words that they're searching for, and you get a little bit of a flag because of it. I don't know a whole lot about this stuff, but I'm trying to be careful because I don't want my channel to be flagged for saying anything wrong or doing anything wrong. I don't want to do that. So I'm trying to do things the right way. So I said I'm going to have to come up with different words for different, I guess you could say, for a specific group of people. Even though those words are mentioned all over the place, I'm still going to have to be careful with what I say. Yeah, the freedom of speech thing. Yeah, Emmett. Um, yeah. So I'm going to have to come up with, yes. Pamela Montgomery, Zion's Girl. I don't even think that's a good way to frame it anymore either, to be honest with you, because it's a name that's out there, and many people are using it, and I think that they have become aware of that as well. So I don't even think that that's going to be a good word that I could use. I even spelt one of the words, and I think that that's what they're looking at. So I'm going to have to be careful with that. So I said I wasn't going to do that anymore, but I've got to come up with a way of addressing them. I've even also heard them called, what was it that I heard this man say? Actually, I heard several people call them untouchables. Untouchables. And I don't know if that's a word that I probably shouldn't say also. I don't like that term. And the reason why I don't like that term is that to me says that they're so high that even the most high can't reach them. Nobody is that high. So they are touchable. So I don't want to use that word. Um, and Phyllis, you typing that in, I don't know if that's going to get me a strike or whatever they want to call it, because you typed that in. I think that those are the words that they're looking for. You're asking me what the name of this book is. That is it. But now that it's there, I don't know if I'll get, because I think that they are monitoring that word. Even if you say it in a non so negative or not threatening way, I think that is what is being flagged. Okay. SOS, Terry Payne, SOS. That might be it right there. SOS. But you know what? I don't know if I want to use that for everybody under that umbrella. But that is what the Bible called it, isn't it? SOS. So that might be what I might use. So you guys see what Terry Payne has put up. It was in the scriptures, Terry Payne, but I think it's not so much that they're concerned about the scriptures. I think it's the word. Okay, it's the word. And so it's the name or the label or whatever that you want to call it. So I don't think I want to use that. But one of the videos that we were talking about, one of the videos we were talking to, had one in there that was actually speaking, and he mentioned the Noahide laws in a positive light. He mentioned them, and I thought, oh my! So family, if you get a chance, look up the Noahide laws, because I think that it will trip up believers in a way that might hurt them. Okay, we'll do. I think that's how it's spelled. Let me make sure though. I think that that's going to be something that's important that comes up. Yes, that is right. Okay, there it is. Because not all of them wear that little, some of them wear the thingamajiggies in the top hat. McMoney, I like that. Star people. Star people. I think I like that. So Noahide laws. Look it up, and I think that's something that we probably should talk about. So if you guys are looking to pick up books, these are some of my newest ones. Can you see that? Yes, Emmett. Yes, and I think that that's going to come back to bite some people because, and the reason why I say that I think it's going to come back to bite some people is because we believe in Christ and his sovereignty. We believe that he died on, he died, that he was buried, and he rose again, and that he's going to be a soon coming king. That he's coming soon, right? We believe this. And somehow, and I need to go back and really study it, but somehow or another that will trip people up when it comes to those Noahide laws, because in there it says that there's one God, which we agree, we believe that there's one, and that you don't really worship any other. But at the same time, it doesn't allow or leave room open for our Savior, and we believe in our Savior. Okay, so that's something that, and I may not have explained it correctly. If someone can say it better than me, please do so to help out in the chat. But I think that's something that's going to come back to bite us believers if we don't stick to our guns, that we believe all of the scriptures, not just part of it. Because there's not just 7. It's not just 7. And here's something. I heard somebody talking on this. I got both what do they call them? What is this called? I got 1 and 2. Let's just put it this way. All right. So I don't even know how these are pronounced. So I got book 1 and I got book 2. This is a star person, rabbi. How you like that? Who was that gave me that information? Said to use star people. Oh, McMoney. This is a star people rabbi. Had put these two together. So this is book 1 and this is book 2. Let me tell you why I bought these. I got this one here because somebody made mention of what Shem, his descendants, would be like, what they would be described as or look like, right? So this is one of those books that is a reprint and retranslated. So this was old information, and it has been since translated by Abraham Yaakov Finkel. He translated, retranslated it to the modern books. Okay, that's what happened. But these were old books. Okay, old rabbis put this together. And remember what I said back in the day, they were very clear on what they saw, what they knew about, and or they translated back then. They translated it as best they could, and with descriptions, right? So I got this one here with the description. And let me read. Let me read what the original text said. And I am, if you have this book, I'm on page 85, and it is chapter 24, and the header for this section is the Tower of Babel. Okay, so this is what the original read. So I'm going to read you the original, and then I'm going to go back and read you how they translated it, what they translated it to. So the original, it says Hevria, Hevria, Hevria. And then it says, he blessed, because it's 108 Hevria. And it says, he blessed Shem and his sons, making them black and comely. And he gave them the inhabitable earth. Okay. So I always look for proof of who Shem is, proof of who we are as a nation. And so that when someone asks me, I can go back to sources. Okay, I'm not just going to give you my opinion. I want to be able to go back and say, see, this is written, and I can go back and tell you. I have to look at the front to see when it was actually written. But this guy, like I said, for modern times, he translated. So I gave you the original, right? So did you guys hear what I said? Okay, says that Shem, I'm going to read it again. He blessed Shem and his sons, making them black and comely, and he gave them the inhabitable earth. Okay, then it reads the real, because what I did was I took that from the passage of the original. When he translated it, this is what he wrote. He said, he blessed Shem and beautiful, no, wait, let me go back. He blessed Shem with beautiful olive skinned children, giving them the inhabited territory of earth as his heritage. Did those say the same things? No, not at all. So when it was translated by Abraham Yaakov Finkel, he decided that Shem's skin tone and his descendants needed to not be black skin, it needed to be olive skin. And this is the prime reason why color matters in the end now. That's why it's important for us to know what Israel looks like, because they're going out of their way to change everything so that it doesn't go back to a black or Negro Israel. So they're going to have to go back and change a lot of these books, because a lot of these books tell the truth. And I happen to have one that has been translated with falsehoods in it. It didn't say, if you go to the original text, it does not say olive skin. Why did he put that in there? Olive skin. So I got this one. Where did I get it? I think I got these two from Amazon. If I didn't get it at Amazon, I might have gotten it at the other place that I shop at, Amazon Thrift Books. So just so you guys know, Thrift Books, I got these at Abe Books. Abe Books, Abebbooks. Abe Books. I got both of these there. So if you're looking for them, so that you have receipts. So I did get these. And you know I love my books, right? This one here, I'm sure you guys have heard about Tudor Parfit. This man is a Gentile. And he is saying that we are Israel. So I have several of these. And I think that this is something that needs to be shared. And that's why I share it. And why do I think it needs to be shared? Because there are numerous people who are just waking up and learning that they are Israel. And if they're anything like I was when I was just at the beginning stages of learning that I was Israel, I was so hungry to know more about our history, our heritage. I was so hungry to know more. Who else is out there speaking on this? Who else has information on it? And I was going to just about any source that I could go to find the information. And if I can help, I will. And anytime I pray over my books too. I don't know if you guys do that. I pray about everything. I pray, Father, make sure that I get books that are going to be, good for me, good for my spirit, my soul, and my whole being. I pray about everything. So I pray about my books as well. So when I get them, I pray that I'm going to be able to be edified. I'm going to be able to find something in it that I need for me, but not just for me to be able to share with you guys. So I pray about everything. I mean, I'm not lying when I say that. I pray about just about everything. And I do love my books. I love to read. And that's absolutely true. D. Cooper, you're saying what is hidden in the dark will soon come to light. And that's prophecy right now. We are seeing that. Um, you live long enough, you're gonna start seeing the things that the Bible said will come to play in these last days. Do you guys realize how close we are to seeing our Messiah? Do you know how close we are to that? My husband was talking about Armageddon. Okay. He's the war guy. He knows all about the different campaigns that have happened from times long ago to up till now. He's an ex-military man. So he likes that stuff. He watches that stuff. I don't need all the details, and he gets into the details of all of that. But he was saying the other day, he said, Mary, you know what? He said, I can picture, he said, before this happens, before the big battle, is what he was saying. He was saying that how our landscape is going to look once we go into war. He was kind of trying to lay it out for me on how this landscape is going to look and how devastated our resources are going to be. Are you guys aware of that? Are you aware that once war comes on our shores, once war comes to us, that we're going to lose a lot of resources? Are you guys aware of that? Have you thought about that? Think about it. Have you? Absolutely, D. Cooper. That was one of the things that Kyrie said. If you want to hide something from blacks, just put it in a book. Yeah, that's something that was recently said. Okay, so get ready for the war. Okay, so when they come here and boots are on the ground and we've got bombing going on, and we're going to lose a lot of resources. We're going to lose. We're going to have. We're already dealing with tainted water sources, right? Our water is not the best. So we're already dealing with tainted water. Imagine an area gets a strike. Okay, imagine an area that you're living in that gets a strike and it hits a water area resource that you guys are used to using, that cuts it off for you. What will you do? So we were talking about this, and you get to the point where you're going to start looking around you for resources. You're storing up things, and you're going to need to be very, very careful, but very resourceful when it comes to hiding what you have. Because the more people that know what you have, food, um, let's say it's wintertime and they're even looking for blankets. If they feel that you have something that they need, initially, you may get a knock on the door. Initially, you may get a knock on the door. Can you spare this? Can you spare that? But know this, that even if you offer them something, they're going to be watching you to see what else you might have. So you're going to have to be resourceful for how you are going to go about maintaining the things that you have. I saw that, Beauty in the Light. We got to get ready, family. We really have to get ready. She says none of Houston, Texas is allowed to use their water without boiling it first. They sent out the notice around 8:30 p.m. last night. We need to get ready. I told you my mom called me last week and mentioned to me that they were going to have a blackout day, where they were timing when the lights were going to go out. And so they're prepping us. I hope you see this. They are prepping us to get ready for when we won't have electricity. They're prepping us for the time when water resources are going to be not the safest. So you're going to have to know what to do in order to make it safe so that you can drink it. Operate in silence. Yes, Alicia. So we're going to have to get to the point where we are resourceful, because he was saying the first thing is going to happen is you're going to have family and friends that are going to come to you when they're out. You may or may not decide to share with them. Okay. So that's the first thing. Family and friends are probably going to be coming your way. You can do what you can to help them. You will probably also have neighbors who are without, and they're going to be looking for resources from you. That's the other thing. So hubby was saying that he thinks before we get to the point where we are fighting outside sources, he thinks that we're going to be focused more on fighting our neighbors to keep the resources that we have. I'm like this on that a little bit. And the reason why I say that is because something drastic would have to happen here first to where we would get to the point where we're that desperate that I would go to my neighbor and break into their house in order to get a can of pork and beans, not pork and beans because I don't eat pork, but a can of baked beans, let's put it that way, or pinto beans or something. Things would have to be pretty drastic for something like that to happen. Not that I'm saying that we're not on the cusp of it, because there are a lot of people right now that are not having full stomachs when they go to bed at night. We already have that happening. But people, I think at this point, are still of a mindset that if someone who is a neighbor walks or knocks on our door and is without, I think at this point in time, we're in a mode where we would help them. Okay. We would not allow them to go hungry. But when it gets to the point where you are stretched yourself, that's when the tides change with your assistance of your neighbors. Once you are stretched, where it's you to survive versus them to survive, you're not going to give them your last. No, I don't do the pork thing. At least I try not to. Now, 100 Black, you said stash some of your needs in a secret place in a forest, park, backyard, in the ground, etc. But you need to be silent about it. You know what? We have not done anything like that. But that's a very good idea. I've mentioned it before that we need to have a hiding place. I have some things that are in a vehicle and in the house and what have you, but I have yet to set aside an outside area to put things. It might not be a bad idea to take one of those, a couple of those food grade or the tubs, the big tubs, and dig out a space in your yard, put one of those tubs in it. Inside the tubs, you put those food grade buckets, a couple of buckets in there, and seal it up, and then put, cover it up so that nobody knows it's out there. So that's an idea. Oh, what is it called? Is it jigging? Let me see. Somebody's talking about you can't even shop late because they close early. I don't know who's closing early, but you mentioned shopping, and that made me remember. Is it called jigging? No. What didn't I like the first time you mentioned it? Don't mess with me today, 100 Black. I'm not having it. Not today, beloved. You see, I didn't like the idea the first time you mentioned it. Okay, so all right, maybe it grew on me. I don't know. Maybe it's not jigging. Has anybody else heard that term? Jigging. It's when it's theft. No, it's called jugging. I got it wrong. It's called jugging. Look that up. Okay. And this is what jugging is. Jugging is you go to the grocery store, and especially they're saying that they're targeting young women with kids when they have kids with them, or the elderly. Okay, that's who they're targeting. No, yeah, not jigging. I got it wrong. I got it wrong, sweetheart. 100 black. It's called jugging. Okay, with a U, jugging. So what it is you go out as a young mom with children in, to do your grocery shopping, and you can either come out to the parking lot, put your stuff in the cart, or from the cart into the car, um, or and then go home. Let's say you pull into the driveway, you take your child out of the car to take them in the house, and they come and they take what you have in the car. They steal it. Okay. They stay if your purse is there, if you're the groceries, they're stealing stuff while you're um preoccupied with the child. They're taking it. They also do the same thing with the elderly. They're going and snatching purses. If you go to the bank and then you leave the bank to go to a store, before you can get to the store, they will rob you, take the money that you took from the bank. And that's called jugging. And they'll follow you. So, if you get in your car and you see somebody that might be following you, just keep turning. What did they say? Turn right, like you're going around the block a few times to see if they're following you before you actually go to your destination. Don't just go to your destination. Yes, Alicia Cook. Women with children and the elderly are soft targets. Yeah. Desperate times. Okay, Pamela, you're saying there are people in your area right now that's watching how many bags and things that come into your house and making statements about it. So I'm very cautious. Yes, I would be. Be careful, sweetheart. Yeah, this war will bring devastation to many. Yes, he is. He's our provider. When it's all said and done, he is our provider. But my husband, for some reason, like I said, he was kind of going through the big war. But then he said, well, before we can get to the big war, the first thing that we're probably going to be faced with is our neighbors trying to take your resources. And then from the neighbors taking your resources, then we would have to worry, not worry, we would have to be concerned about boots being on the ground and trying to meet their needs, because at that point in time, if they're in control, what you have is something that they feel that they have every right to. And so, these are things that have happened numerous times in many of the wars, where the soldiers come into their homes and they take what they want, and the people in the homes don't have any power to do anything about it. That's a good idea, Pamela Montgomery. Family. Pamela Montgomery has something that I think is really, really worthwhile looking into, and that is to put laundry baskets in your trunk of the trunk of your car, wherever you're gonna put your groceries at. Because if you take the laundry baskets and put the grocery or the food in there and take those into the house, they may think that you just have laundry. That's right, Tina. You're ready for anything. And it's the weirdest thing. I told you how my husband and I operate when we go outside of the house. And I think now a lot of you guys are saying that you do the same thing. And that is when we go outside of our home, we are constantly looking throughout our area. Who has solar panels on their houses? Who has swimming pools in their backyards? We look at things like that because swimming pools. What does that mean for us in a time when resources are really, really scarce? If someone in your neighborhood has a swimming pool, what can you do with that? Right? So I want you guys, if you're not thinking like this, to start thinking like this. We go throughout our neighborhoods. We know where the solar panels are. We know where the swimming pools are. We know pretty much where there's open fields or areas where we could probably go and get natural things from, like some of the uh, medicinal plants, if you will, um, in the park like areas, because we know that they're not being treated, with chemicals and such, other than what goes on up there in with the chemtrails and what have you. So that is something that we would also need to look at. You talking about the Jacqueline Fortier? You said watch the animals. Have you guys been seeing the animals going in circles? Have you seen that? That's a good idea. Also, Eve New Beginnings. You can also back your truck and your vehicle halfway into your garage, only opening the door halfway. That's what I've been doing. Staying safe. That's good. A tin trash can, Hazel Brown. That's a good idea too. As a matter of fact, that might last a little bit better than having the rubber tote like containers. I like that. The tin trash can. Put your food items in there with a lid to cover it. Yeah, I like that. I like that, Angela Bolden. You know what? If you have a garage, that's probably one of the I'm thinking, safer ways of doing it. I know not everyone has a garage, but if you do, just pull in and park. Do you close your garage door afterwards before you unload? Yeah. Okay. Well, family, we have to be on the alert. We're close, family. Don't you feel it? We're close. We're close to the time that our Messiah is going to come. You see all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, I spoke yesterday about the satanic unbaptizing event that took place um, just recently. Folks actually paying $10 to go and be unbaptized, to recite these sorcery, if you will, and to have a upside down cross put on their foreheads. And this stuff is real. The devil is busy. This stuff is real. This is going on right now in the open. Nobody is hiding any of the craziness anymore. They're just doing it out in the open. Keep doing it, old McMoney. If he's anything like mine, it took him, I'm telling you guys, it took my husband 9 years to get on board. 9 years. For 9 years, I had been doing my thing. I'd buy a little bit here and a little bit there. And and then one day after those 9 years, he woke up and said, "We have to get ready." And I'm like, "Really?" "Yeah, we have to get ready. We need to buy this and we need to get this and we need to get this and we need to get this." And he had a whole list of things. And I said, "Hold that thought." I went running out of the room, came back in with some stuff. And I said, "I bought this back years ago. I got this, I got this, I got this." And I just bought a piece here and a piece there along the way. And a good portion of what he was saying that we needed, we already had because I had already been doing it. So that's where you are. You're already doing it, sweetheart. And so when your husband comes on board, you'll have most of the items that he's going to be looking for. Now, I will say this because, who am I? I don't know a whole lot about prepping. And at the time that I was doing this, I was listening to a lot of the folks that were out on YouTube early on. And so there were things that I bought that my husband looked at and said, "You know what, we can do better than this." So we did exchange some of the things that I did initially purchase for our bug out bags and some of the other items, but I was on target with it. So I think that old McMoney, you keep doing what you're doing. Oh, you're speaking about a global sickness. Have you guys been paying attention to China and them wanting to lock them down again? And then there's like rumors out there saying that another sickness that's going to be worse is headed our way. So the question is, what do they know that we don't know? What are they trying to get us ready for? So all of this stuff is happening. Tina, you're my sis. I love it. You say, "I'm not leaving my home." They'll have to bring it on big time. I'm ready. All right, sis. I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that. Well, Gene Field says, "When people cry out peace and safety, then the Lord will come." Well, come back. So far, where are we at, family, on this timeline? So far, we have a Messiah that's on hand, right? That they're going to announce soon. We have had the new 10 Commandments uh, that they had an event on Mount Sinai not too long ago. So we got all these things that are lining up. Am I right? So we're looking at facing another war. We're still looking at facing famine. Um, since that global sickness took place, our marketplaces, our grocery stores, and not just the grocery stores, everything has been impacted in a big way. And a whole lot of people were sitting back saying they were waiting for things to get back to normal. What is it? We're 2 years into it. Are things back to normal? And will they ever go back to being normal? No, they're not. Are things getting better? Because that was one of the other things. I think that's how we ended up having so many people now turning to prepping. Is because at first they were thinking that things were going to get back to being normal and that they were waiting for things to change. But then they started seeing the grocery store shelves and they started seeing that the things that you were used to seeing all of the time were not there all of the time anymore. They're saying right now the holiday this holiday season, um, the and I don't even like the name that they come up with, but they have these names, but you recognize these names. And one is Black Friday. And then my granddaughter was saying, calling Monday something, but I forget what she called it. I forget what she called it, but there's a name for Monday too, where they supposedly have these gigantic sales. Well, they're already saying that there's a slump, that it's not Cyber Monday. I thought it was something with an M, but it could be Cyber Monday. But anyways, so she was, they're already saying that things are not like they used to be, that people aren't shopping like they used to shop. And so it's not the same. China is protesting. This is what I heard. And they're burning down buildings. I didn't hear about that, but and you say even they have nailed people in their homes that have this sickness with no food. So this is a repeat of what they were doing before. So it's like interesting that they're bringing this all back, and interesting that they're bringing it back now. Okay, Dr. Fall and his Billy Goat friend, causing more chaos. I think something is coming. I said this before, and I believe it is something that is man made. And you know how the devil means things for evil. You know how he always does stuff, dabbling in this, got people dabbling in stuff they don't understand. They're going to dabble in something that they're not going to be able to stop, and it's going to take the Most High. And of course, he's going to use this as part of his plan to bring out the plagues and uh, uh, to continue to send out judgment. Okay, to the wicked, to this world. He's going to continue to do that, and he'll use these people who are working for the enemy to do just that. And they're going to come up with something that they're not going to be able to find a fix for. And the Most High is going to have to step in. And it's going to be ugly. Lots of people will die. Okay. People can't shop like they used to. Food and utilities are too expensive. That's Omegmani. Beauty in the Light says they don't have good deals anymore on those days, Black Friday nor Cyber Monday. Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you about me. Anytime I think that there's going to be a big crowd, see, there I go. Remember what I was saying. Hubby and I, we look at things a whole lot differently than a lot of other folks. When we go out to the grocery store, we're looking at exits. Where's the closest exit? If something happens on this end, we know where we're going to end up going to avoid it, to avoid the crowds. We don't do the crowd thing. I try my best not to be in anybody's crowd. Try my best not to be in anybody's crowd, because right now we got so many demons walking around doing stuff that's just crazy. There's folks out there eating folks. There's, I mean, and thinking nothing of it. I showed you all that list of movies, and they're still advertising some of those shows. Bones and All is one. That's supposed to be a romance or kind of like a love story. Can you imagine that? You got these two teenagers that wind up finding each other, but they have something in common. What is that they have in common? They like to eat people. Just not cooked or anything like that, straight up raw. I saw a preview of it where the teenage girl is I guess at a slumber party. Don't quote me on this, but it looked like that's where they were at. And the friend of hers is laying on the side of her. You know how girls are, little girl, teenage girls are. She's laying on the side of her. I think they're like on a pallet on the floor, and she's showing her finger. I don't know if she was showing her a ring or she. I didn't watch it. I just saw it. Okay, and the girl that is a cannibal put the girl's finger in her mouth and began to munch. And eventually, it sounds like what she did was she ate the girl. Okay, and they're trying to make this normal. You got this girl who ate her friend, and afterwards she's feeling, feeling a little guilty about what she's done and trying to deal with. I'm a eater. I'm a human eater. But the storyline is that she meets up with a boy who has the same condition, and they kind of fall for each other because they have this thing in common. What world are we living in now? How is that good? What are they trying to tell us? Your food's going to run out, and when it does, we want you to be comfortable eating your neighbor. Cannibalism. Not that it's not new. I know it's not new. They did it way back in the Bible days. It didn't have a good look then, and it certainly doesn't have a good look now. So, it's crazy out here. We're living in the last days. There would have been a time when that would have been something that was hush hush. You really wouldn't have wanted to talk too much about it. I mean, if you think back, I want to say it was in the 80s, they had that movie where those guys went trekking on some mountain or something like that. And they were out there for a while, and they wound up having to eat their companions in order to survive so that, they could live to tell the tale. And even then, during that time, that was a taboo type subject that people were like grossed out because they had to do it. And that was like the desperate measures that you would never want to do anything like that. So it was frowned upon. It was frowned upon. Nowadays, it's like, oh, did you see that there's a movie out? We want to go and see it. And then that one about the chef. Who wants to see, who paid money to produce that? And who wants to go and see something like that? What's wrong with this world? They're wicked. They're wicked. Absolutely, Alicia Cook. You're speaking about what the Washington Post said, but are they telling us anything about that? Um, what were we calling it? The safe way to say it, that international sickness and the deaths that are related to those that have uh, received the vacations. Most of the deaths are of those who receive the vacations. Is that surprising to any of us? Well, I tell you, 100 black between you and I'm not interested in finding out how he tastes. Between the two of us, not something that I would be interested in. Nah, I'll pass. Mm-mm. Beauty in the light, no. You know, bark and grass before I do anything else. And I know that's not going to sustain me. But that's what I would do. Good job, Lita. Is it Lita or Letta? Starling says, hi, Mary. Uh-oh, went by. Our stores are fully stocked right now, but some things are missing. I started stocking up last year. Very good, very good. And you know what? You're in a better spot right now than many people, including myself. There are things in my area that they haven't restocked. There are things in my area that they haven't restocked. We have we're back looking for pastries for my husband. He seems to miss the pastries. Is it Little Debbie's, the cherry little pastries, and the apple ones? Our location cannot keep those things at all. Our location cannot keep a stock of the what is the name of the brand? Oh, geez. Help me, family. I've talked about this meat brand for so often. You guys know what it is. What is the meat brand that I'm always telling you guys, if you can get them, get them? What is the brand? It's all natural for the most part. I'm with you even in the beginning. That's what I said. Eat grass before Keystone. Thank you, Miriam, Yah, Bethany. Keystone. In my area, we are not having a good shelf stock of the beef, ground beef. That one was gone, I want to say last year. You can't get that anymore in my area at all. The ground beef, that's Keystone, you can't get that at all. But we're having a hard time getting the beef, the canned beef. The chicken is like flighty. Sometimes not. Sometimes not. But I have noticed that the pork and the turkey, there's more of those two than the beef, the chicken, and the ground beef. Those are like, you can hardly find those. And again, when I first started buying them, they were not close to $10. The price keeps going up for those per can. They keep going up. So that's something else in my area that is scarce on the shelves. I'm trying to think of some of the other things that I noticed that you can't find too often when you go into the store. There are quite a few things that I go into the store and I'm like, wow, they don't have this anymore. Wow, they don't have. There's a lot of them. So if you in your area your shelves are still stocked pretty good, you're doing good, sweetheart. You're doing real good. So long as they have the stuff there, get as much as you can when you can. I'm with you on that. 100% black. I don't. Could I live without meat? I think I could. I don't think I'd have a problem with it. I eat meat now, but it's not something that I have to have. So I think I could do that. And I love beans. So yeah, you're right. Store them beans, y'all. I love that. Janice Hackler says she's stocking canned meat. I saw someone on television the other day. No, it was on a video the other day, and he opened up a can of uh, spam. Now I know that the original spam has ham in it. I don't eat that. I eat the one that they have this turkey. They have a turkey spam. It doesn't taste. I'm gonna be honest with you. It doesn't taste as good as the original. But I have not had the original. I haven't had pork in years. It's been quite a while for me. I don't do the pork thing, so I do the turkey one. And again, it doesn't taste as good, but I still like it. But I saw a guy open up a can of spam the other day, and it was cold. Cold or room temperature can of spam. He opened it up and he started chowing down. I don't know that I would have been able to do it like that. Anytime I've had spam, I've had to have it cooked. So I said one of these days I might try opening up a can just to see if I can stomach a can of spam, turkey spam that has not been cooked, because you know it's already pre-cooked, but you know what I'm saying. It's not hot. I like to fry mine, so I don't know that I could actually do that. But I watched the guy do that. In desperate times, you do what you need to do to survive, right? Well, you know what? I watched a video. Good vibes. It's good to see you, sweetheart. You said you purchased 3 lights last year and started indoor. I'm assuming you're talking about gardening, because you say I ended up having a decent container garden my first time out. Good, good, good. I am going to try my hand again. This is the one thing that I've had difficulty with, and that is ginger. As much as I love ginger, I have had a hard time getting my ginger to take root and to grow. It seems to always, when I plant it, it seems to always rot out on me. So I said, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I said, I'm going to give it another try. I watched a video today, and I think that what this person did is really good. She put the ginger in a zip bag with a little water, and put it away. And then she waited for it to grow roots in the bag while it was in the bag, and then afterwards she planted that ginger. So I'm going to try that to see if it works, and if it does, I'll bring it to you guys. You know, you can try it from what I'm saying now, but if you want to wait until I try it, see if it works, and then I'll bring it back to you, I'll do that too. Now you know we just shooting the breeze right now, right? Because we've gone into 2 hours here, and you guys aren't going anywhere. So you have had good luck with it, Astrid, growing ginger. I, I really want to. I really want to, and I'm praying this time around that it's going to work out, Hazel Brown. I am. I really want to grow this ginger because I love it in many things, and it's good for your health. And that's probably what I've been doing, is watering them too much. And I'll try a different type of soil. That's a good idea. Yes, Lala, turkey spam is not cheap. It's almost, yeah, you said almost $5 in Georgia. It's not cheap. It isn't. But you know, those are the things. And did you know this? In certain states, the spam is is um is put behind lock shelving. Did you guys know that? Ours is out on the shelves, but in certain states they have to lock up spam. Okay. Oh, McMoney. That sounds good. I'm gonna have to do that. Wait until the eyes sprout. Janice, do you like Janice Hackler? Do you like mushrooms? Astrid, are we keeping you up, sweetheart? You said need to go to bed. Go to bed, darling. I know that we're in different areas, and our time is. You say yes. I know that our times are different. So, honey, if you need to go to bed, go to bed, and we'll catch you on another time. Okay. Bless your heart. Yes, spam is locked up in certain areas. So Janice, you say, are you a meat eater? You said you're a meat eater, but do you like mushrooms? Because many people will substitute mushrooms for the meat texture, if you will. They put mushrooms in things. I love mushrooms, so I can eat those. I don't have to have meat. I can do foods without meat. So, but my husband is a meat eater. Oh, that sounds good, Miriam. Y'all, Bethany, mushroom steak. That sounds real good. Okay, 100 black. You say right. Ginger will sprout, especially in a kitchen. Just set it somewhere or in one of the vegetable baskets and let it sprout without water. Are you saying? Because the ones that I've seen so far recently have been with water. So are you saying just put it in a basket and don't put any water in it and let it sit out? I would think that it would dry out. Are you saying put it in something with water? Help me with that. Alexander Kaufman says, I love vegan and vegetarian foods as well, probably more than meat. Yeah, I do a lot of, although I'm not a vegetarian or, vegan, I do a lot of, I can do the vegan meals as well. Um, but I do like salmon and not a big chicken fan, not a big turkey fan. Um, but I do beef. Um, beef and fish, if you will, are my main meat sources. If I had to have meat, those are my meat sources. So, but I could substitute any type of meat for mushrooms. I put mushrooms in just about anything that's not sweet. Water or humidity. Thank you, 100 black. Shalom, shalom, Tracy Henry. Ruth Smith says cabbage steaks are lovely. I love cabbage. I'd have to try that. Cabbage steaks are lovely. Lots of garlic and butter roasted in the oven. Sounds good. The one thing that I'll tell you, I'm gonna tell you, I was being transparent earlier when I was speaking to you guys about what that email that really got to me. So I'm gonna be a transparent one more time, and that's this. I'm gonna tell you one thing that I just cannot. Well, two things I cannot stomach. Two things. I'm gonna make a few of you upset with me because I know some of you like this. One is I cannot stand Brussels sprouts. I'm starving if I have to pick one of those up and put them in my mouth. Okay. Brussels sprouts, no can do. The other one, no can do. Okra, no way. No can do. Mm-mm. My my belly button will have to be at my spine before I would pick up one of those things and say, "Oh yeah, I think I can do this." Mm-mm. No okra. Mm-mm. 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 No okra and no Brussels sprouts. Outside of that, for the most part, I'll tackle just about any vegetable. No for you, Emmett and Kyra. No, huh? And neither one of you like it. Oh yeah, that's another one too, Janice. Not mm-mm. No more of those. Chitlins. Nope. I forgot about those. new beginnings. No. No, it's not a baby cabbage. I love cabbage. Oh no, no, it's not like a baby cabbage, Tina. No. But you know that okra has its own flavor. It does. It has its own flavor. So even if it's chopped up, it still has that okra flavor to it. So no, Tina, no. Oh, I love cooked celery. You know, I told you guys I am a dressing person. You know, people call it stuffing, but I don't stuff anything, so it's dressing to me. And I love to cook dressing. And I love to have dressing all year round. And I do. You know, I'll do a big batch of it and put it in the muffin tins and then freeze it. So anytime I got a taste for dressing, I go in and get, the freezer bag, and I've got a few muffins in there. I pull them out and put them in the microwave, and I've got dressing to go with whatever meal I'm gonna have, right? So I love me some dressing, but when I make my dressing, I put a pan together with butter and celery and onions, and I saute that for my dressing. So I love me some sauteed celery, and I put it in some other dishes as well. But that's something that it's got a good flavor to it, and it makes the house smell good too when you're cooking that. No, no, Kyra, no, that don't even no, that doesn't sound good to me. If you do ever have to eat Brussels sprouts, pan fry them with garlic, olive oil, and season. Okay, no, baby, not no. Mm-mm. When we get together, you can offer me most anything, but don't bring me any Brussels sprouts because I'm not going to eat them. I will appreciate you for putting them together, but I probably won't eat them. No, baby. Callaloo, Beauty in the Light. What is? Oh, that's okra. No, honey. No. You know what? I'll tell you something. My mom is a very good cook, honest to goodness, and she's one of those from down south kind of people, and she's really really good at cooking, and that's one of those things that she loves okra. As a matter of fact, my husband and I, we put a garden together and we grow it. Believe it or not, we grow it. He doesn't eat it, I don't eat it. We grow it and we give it to my mom. She cooks it all the time, so she cooks it in different ways, but I've never had a liking for it. And I don't doubt that what you would put together would probably be delicious. If I could stomach the okra, it probably is very good. It's just that me and this okra, the flavor of okra, and the same thing with the Brussels sprouts, I just have not been able to do that. Mm-mm. You're growing cabbage now? Well, you must be in a place right now that is okay for growing cabbage. It's a little chilly here where I'm at. I'm not doing garden stuff right now. My season is over with, so not for me. But you're growing cabbage now. That's pretty good. Mom used to have sprout buddies. What are those? Ruth Smith. What are those? Sprout buddies. Hmm. Emmett, you say you love fried okra but cannot eat the boiled okra. You know why? It looks like something I'm not gonna mention. It doesn't the boiled stuff, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look appetizing at all. No. And I imagine that in that soup it would be the same way because it's moist. No. Okay, I'll look it up, but I'm not gonna say I'm gonna ever try it. Beauty in the Light. You're laughing at me. You said callaloo? It's not just okra. It's a bunch of different veggies that happens to include okra. You can't even taste it. I'll Google it. And now I see you say okra is good. No. Alicia Cook, I see it is made with okra. Okay. Callaloo. Now, dog mom, when I used to do pork, one of the things that I would smash on was bacon. Love me some bacon at the time. I don't do the pork anymore, and I know they have what is it, the turkey bacon, and I can't really even stomach the turkey bacon too well. But Brussels sprouts and and bacon, you say is the bomb. I'll take your word for it. Even though I don't like Brussels sprouts, I'll take your word for it though. Okay, Tina. You cook your okra and your greens and you get your cornbread, hot sauce, and you get busy. All right, sweetie? Okay. All right. You know what, family? Were you all here for my time, my downtime when I was pouring out my heart? For all of you that have were on the channel when I did that earlier, let me say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for allowing me to come on here and to be transparent with you and tell you how I was feeling and telling you, to be able to share with you what this email that I received. I really am so grateful that I was able to do that. I needed to do that. I needed to come in and talk with you guys. I needed you today, and you came through for me. And I want to say thank you because I did. I needed you guys today. I love you guys so very much. You just don't realize how much I do. But I really did. I needed my family today. I did. And you guys, like I said, you rose to the occasion for me, and I really appreciate it. I want to say, still keep me in prayer. Okay. Keep me in prayer. Know that I am not a perfect person and that I am human just like the next person. I have feelings just like you guys have feelings. And things don't always get to me, but sometimes they do. Sometimes they rest on me. And we know that the enemy is going to attack. We know this, and we need to stay prayed up. And then I want you to not just pray for me because I'm going to do the same thing, but pray for this sister also because I still there's still a part of me that says that there's more to it than I know, and maybe they were trying to reach out to for a reason that I'm not able to understand at this point in time. So for that sister, I would say pray for that sister as well because I didn't understand it. I'm just going to be honest with you. It was one of those things that it bothered me, and I didn't really quite understand it. So pray for this sister. Pray for me. Um, you know, keep me in prayer when it comes to this channel because there's so many attacks that do come. And like I said, for the most part, the Father gives me the equipment to battle to combat it, to be able to laugh at a lot of the things that come this way, because there are a lot of things that come this way that are just crazy. There's crazy out there, but this one here, for some reason, it did bother me. And again, I do want to say thank you guys for just you know letting me offload to you. Thank you for being here for me. And Hazel Brown says, that's what a family is for. I found my family here. Well, thank you, Hazel Brown. And Astrid, I love you too. Thank you. And Susan Zittle says, we are family. Thank you, Susan Zittle. Pamela Montgomery, Zion's girl, we love you. I love you. Emmett, I love you, my sister. Tracy, thank you. I love you guys. Estherline Schultz, I love you. And I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it over and over and over again. People are going to get so tired of me on this channel. I don't care what your skin color is. I don't. You love the Father like I love the Father. You keep his commandments like he says for you to keep the commandments. Love your neighbors as you love yourself. You understand and you love our Messiah and know he's coming back soon. You are my brothers and you are my sisters. Some of you call me auntie. Some of you call me grandma. Some of you call me mom or mama. But you're my family. Whatever you look like, you're my family. And I appreciate each and every last one of you. I do. It was awful to think that about the Christmas tree. Astrid says, if someone thinks you're fake, it hurts. Oh, absolutely. I really found myself saying, are you really suggesting that I am sitting before you guys lying about not participating in these pagan holidays? And in the background, I've got a Christmas tree that I want to keep hidden from you guys. So I moved into this room to do that. Are you really suggesting that I would do something like that? That did hurt. That did hurt a little bit. And so I was like, that just, where that came out of, to me, it came out of left field. And again, the devil is busy right now. And if we allow him to, he will use us. We have to stay prayed up and we have to keep the Holy Spirit in a, near and dear, close to us, and operate with that spirit. And I think that it helps when you have connections. It helps. Like I said, I talk with my husband about it. And of course, like I said, he's a little biased. But one of the things that was suggested, he suggested is talk to the family. And that was a good suggestion, talk to the family. And so that's what I feel. But I was a little leery about doing that because I didn't want to come off as negative Nancy. I didn't want to come off as I wanted to understand, but and I didn't know how to broach it. Let's just put it that way. And so I did kind of struggle when I came out and said, well, do I want to do this or do I not? So somebody put something in here. Yes, Miriam Yah of Bethany. I like that. You said Mark 3:35, for whosoever shall do the will of God, the same is my brother, my sister, and my mother. Absolutely. And that's what I say. And a lot of people don't like that I say that because they don't embrace every nation or nationality out there. And I don't have an issue with that. I don't have an issue with that. So again, thank you, everyone. Thank you, and thank you again. Um, Thank you, Pamela Montgomery, Zion's girl. You say I come off as a loving human child of Yah. You know what? I'm just me. I'm just me, and I have the Most High to be grateful and thankful to, because He's got me this way. He and I laugh a lot though together. I'll do something that's totally silly, and I'll go back to him, and I'm laughing. I'm saying, Father, did you see what I just did? I know you're up there laughing at me. uh, but I'm real. I'm just being real. So, Letta Sterling, Hazel Brown, love you guys. I am going to get off and let you guys go and finish having a good rest of your day. I was just reading. I'm working on it. My autistic son is like 7. Well, bless him and bless you, my dear sister. Bless you guys. So, anyways, I love you guys, and I'm going to let you go, really let you go. We've been on here chatting for quite some time, and I'll be back with part 3 of the other lesson. I just couldn't do it today. I just couldn't do it today, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Pamela Montgomery, Zion's Girl, Beauty in the Light, and Eve New Beginnings. These are our moderators here. Grandma Yah came on, I think, for a little while. These are our moderators. They do such a wonderful job in supporting this channel. Bless you guys. I love you guys, and thank you. Thank you for everything that you do. So, family, you know what I'm going to tell you at the end of this. Who loves you? You know the Most High, He loves you guys so very much. He loves you more than I do. And you know I love you, but He loves you so much more. So, shalom, family. Love you. See you later.